Africa Corps under Erwin Rommel got deployed into Libya and immediately undertook an offensive against the British. And this offensive was wildly successful, and out of sheer desperation, the British fighter pilots in the area began supporting their army through strafing attacks. Using their fighter aircraft as strafing platforms, they went after vehicle convoys and troop concentrations, and this proved to be wildly successful. And it was the first time, really, in an Allied air service or air force that close air support was actually undertaken on a large scale. For this to be actually integrated into doctrine, however, would require some major changes in RAF thought and the overcoming of many preconceptions.
The major preconception that had to be overcome concerned the RAF's beloved Hurricanes. The Hawker Hurricane had entered service in the mid-1930s as the most modern British fighter aircraft. Capable of speeds over 300 miles per hour, the Hurricane was a pilot's plane, fast for its day, incredibly nimble, rugged, and fairly easy to fly. According to RAF doctrine, fighters like the Hurricane were to be used as air-to-air weapons only. Fighters were supposed to shoot down other enemy planes, nothing more. But in the desert in 1940 and early 1941, Hurricane pilots began to strafe ground targets. Armed with 8 .30-caliber machine guns, these attacks turned out to be devastatingly successful against Axis troop and truck convoys. By the middle of 1941, the RAF in the desert had refined ground strafing to the point where whole fighter squadrons were dedicated to such operations. Equipped with Hurricanes or American-built Curtiss P-40B Tomahawks, these units scoured the front lines and the immediate rear areas, looking for anything to attack. Meanwhile, light bomber squadrons equipped with Lend-Lease Douglas A-20s and Martin Marylands pounded the Africa Corps supply centers, airfields, ports, and tank loggers with bombs. In 1942, the American Army Air Force entered the Desert War. Several fighter and bombardment groups reached Egypt, where they served in support of Montgomery's 8th Army. When the Anglo-American invasion of Morocco and Algeria took place on November 8, 1942, the Army Air Force went into widespread action against German forces for the first time. Far from a strategic air war the service spent the interwar years preparing to fight, the Desert Air Campaign was almost entirely tactical in its nature. Without factories to bomb, the American air units were forced to learn the tough and dirty work of supporting an army in battle. American medium and light bombers went into action against Axis airfields around Tunis, hit troop concentrations and vital road junctions. Bridges were also hit as the Army Air Force embarked on its first widespread interdiction campaign in its short history. Meanwhile, the fighter units were also getting into the act. Convoy strafing became a specialty for groups such as Colonel Reynard's 79th.
And a straight-out strafing, we were right down on the deck. Right on the deck, I mean on the deck. Those were the most costly missions. We lost most of our people in strafing. The Africa Corps was extremely disciplined outfit, and anytime we attacked them strafing, they didn't just hide or run. They turned around and fought back. They were shooting at us all the time, throwing rocks if nothing else. Literally, it was one of the more dangerous things we did.